Hello, darlings. So anyway, I'm kind of out and about today in South Carolina, and I know in North Carolina it's raining right now, and a lot of people they want to just lay around in bed all day, not do anything, and that sounds like a great choice. But I don't know what to say. So, yes, I had a fabulous birthday. I'm thinking next year I might do something really cool, maybe in a group environment. Not so quite sure, but anyway. So last night, as I was strumming through Facebook, and Facebook news comes up, and I was like, oh, that's one of my enemy's apartments. Oh, what are they doing? Why are they in the news? And, of course, they were in the news. And so, anyway, I'm not a vengeful person. However, I do stand up for myself, which people don't think I would do that. So, people misread me all the time. But it was far more worse than I could ever do. What happened to them? And so anyway, it was like God himself said, look, I took care of your enemies for you. I've even posted it on your birthday in the news for you. And so I'm not rejoicing about what happened to my enemies. I'm not like that. I take that very seriously. However, the reason why I'm doing this video is because I read this story about this teenager that actually took her own life because of being bullied. Okay? And she was bullied so severely that she just lost all hope. And her dad actually died, and she was suffering from major depression from losing her dad. And then the kids at school would actually make fun of that. I was like, God, that is so mean. Why are people so mean? I had that happen to me when my mom died. There were some haters that came out. And just like you think people would be more respectful during a time you would lose a loved one, but sometimes it can be the complete opposite. So anyway, I wanted to share, sometimes our enemies can hit us so hard, like this little girl, but she didn't know how to handle it. Okay, so one, why does God let our enemies do this to us when we're a child of God? Number one, God is trying to develop your skills to deal with people like this. Okay? Developing skills on how to handle people and to be better with people in certain situations. Okay? So we must not take this to heart, even though, especially when you're a young child, you don't know. And so anyway, 2, God is showing you who your enemies are, because sometimes our enemies can be camouflaged when you're in, say, a certain room, and then your enemies, and you think they're your friends, but the moment they leave, they badmouth you, they talk behind your back, they backstab you, they try to sabotage you, they create smear campaigns, and the list goes on and on. They gaslight you, they do all these things. I know. They sabotage you, they create plans for your destruction. But God, secondly, he shows you who your enemies are. Okay? And then thirdly, he will show you when you release your enemies to him and not seek vengeance. Now, I'm not saying don't let your enemies walk all over you. Stand up for yourself, but don't go out there and create plans to do what they do. Just release them to the divine and forget about it. And then God will deal with them, okay? And it sometimes occurs when you forget about it. When you forget that they're your enemy. Where you finally got through the healing process and the backstabbing that they did. Where you can no longer say, bad things about them. Where you're just like, okay, whatever. And you deal with it. And you forget about it. So why am I talking about this today? I'm preparing you to deal with your enemies because it breaks my heart that a 13, 14-year-old, whoever that was, committed suicide because of bullies at school. And we'll just call it out what it is. It's just demonic activity. And there's a lot of evil people out here doing evil stuff. And so, yeah. I keep hearing you are the child of the Most High. You are the child of the Most High. So, you can read through the Psalms 91. But sometimes young people, they don't understand this, or young, teenagers, they don't understand. And sometimes our greatest work is happening right before our enemies come in. And sometimes the greatest enemy is yourself. Some of you get the greatest opportunities. You don't have to worry about finances. You have the most perfect person right in front of you. And you will destroy your relationship for stupid crap. And I see that quite a bit with guys. They will do stupid things, but yeah, I've seen a lot of guys do really stupid things. And so, yeah. So sometimes yourself can be your worst enemy. But when you release it and become a better person, and you don't worry about them, you focus on yourself and become a better person, God will show you what he did to your enemies in the news on your birthday, and it was way far more than I could ever do to anybody. I didn't think it would be that extreme, but it was. It surely was. It was really bad. And I'm not rejoicing in this. I'm not rejoicing. But I wanted to talk about this subject because someone right now cannot deal with their enemies, and they're considering taking their own life. And don't take your own life. Just listen to what I just told you. Just believe in yourself. You're going to become a stronger person. God is showing you who your enemies are and how to deal with them. Don't hurt yourself over your enemies. God does not want you to do that. Okay? So, So that's my message for today. And it is a beautiful rainy day. And everyone I know wants to go back to bed. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Bye.